All right, so today's challenge is going to be a core challenge. I'm going to give you 10 different exercises. We're going to do 30 reps for each for a total of 300 reps. All right, so first exercise is just a regular crunch. You're going to start off on your back, knees are bent, cross the arms over the chest, and you're going to lift your chest up towards the ceiling, trying to get your shoulder blades off the mat, and back down. Lift up and down, okay? Again, trying to think of lifting through the chest and not just bringing your elbows towards your knees, all right? For those of you who want to make it a little bit more difficult, you're going to do a full sit-up. So, come up and down, up and down, starting with 30 of those. Second exercise is going to be a Russian twist. You're going to start in a seated position, making sure that your back is nice and straight, core is tight. You're going to take both hands, twist to one side, touch the ground. Twist to the other side, touch. 3, 4, 5, alternating sides until you get to 30, okay? If you want to make that a little bit more difficult, you're just going to pick up your legs and try and keep them off the ground. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 30. If you find that even that's a little bit too easy for you, you can do the same thing. Just take a weight and hold it in your hands and then touch, okay, through your 30 reps. Next exercise is a 2-point plank. So for this one, if you're just starting out, we're going to do planking as your modification. So instead of doing a number of reps, you're just going to count to 30. So for plank, easiest version, one hand on top of the other, elbows underneath your shoulders, and you're just going to hold. Make sure your core is nice and tight, body line is straight, don't let your hips sag or come up too high. Try and keep it as straight as possible. Make it a little bit more difficult, separate the hands, don't let them touch. And then finally, up on the hands, all right? For those of you who want to do the plank with the 2-point plank, you're starting in a plank position. You're going to start with your left leg. You're going to touch your left elbow, and then bring it back, and then touch the right elbow. Bring it back. That's 1 rep. Touch with the right, right to right, and then right to left. And you're just going to alternate until you get to 30, okay? You can even make that a little bit more difficult by keeping your foot up in between. So, 1, 2, 3, okay? All the way up to 30. Next exercise is a one-legged bridge. For those of you just starting out, we're going to do a regular bridge. So you're going to start on your back again. Knees are bent. We're going to place our hands at our sides. For this, this exercise is used to strengthen the glutes, but a lot of people have a tendency to feel it more in their hamstrings. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're initiating from the glutes. So an easy way to do that is to exhale really quickly before you lift up your hips, and that helps to activate your core, okay? So you're going to exhale, and then down. So you're going to do 30 of these. Up and down. Up and down. Making sure that when you come up, your body line is nice and straight. And down. Okay? Next level up is a one-legged bridge. You're going to take your right foot, cross it over your left knee, and we're going to do 15 reps on this side. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 15, and then we're going to switch. 1, 2, 3. Again, driving your hips straight up towards the ceiling. If you want to make that even a little bit more difficult, you can take some weight, place it on your hips, and use that while you're doing the lifts. Okay? Next exercise is going to be a Pilates Crunch. So you're going to stay laying on the mat. If you're just starting out, you're just going to do a crunch and hold it, all right? So you're going to cross your arms over your chest, lift up, shoulder blades off the mat if you can, and you're going to hold here for 30 seconds, all right? So that's your beginner level. For those of you who want to make it a little bit more difficult, you're going to lift and hold. You're going to place your hands at your side, and you're going to count. So you're going to bring your hands up and down, just like this, and count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 30. And finally, for the Pilates Crunch, you're going to bring your hips and knees to 90 so that your legs make a shelf, okay? You're going to crunch up, hold this position, hands out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 30, okay? Next exercise is an Oblique Crunch. So for those of you starting out, you're going to start with your knees bent. You're going to do 15 reps per side. So you're going to pick one side, have your knees drop down, cross your arms over your chest, and lift up. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 15. Then you're going to switch sides. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 15. For those of you who want to do the Oblique Crunch, knees are going to stay pointing up towards the ceiling. You're going to crunch up, just like we did for the Pilates Crunch. Bring your hands in the same starting position, but instead of your hands going up and down, you're going to swivel your body so that you touch your left foot, and then come up, and then swivel to the other side. Come up. 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 30. Okay? So that's your Oblique Crunch. Next exercise is mountain climbers. So you guys should be pretty familiar with these by now. If you're just starting out, again, you can start with a planking. So you're just going to hold for 30 seconds like we did before. Again, the modifications are on the elbows, hands together, on the elbows, hands apart, or on your hands for the plank. Okay? Next modification or next level up is you're going to bring your left knee up towards your chin. You're going to touch and then bring it back. Then you're going to do the right side. 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 30. And for mountain climbers, you're just going to do the same thing, but a little bit faster, and you're not going to touch at the top. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 30. Again, the faster you go for those, the more difficult it is. Next exercise is a side plank with a knee to elbow. So if you're just starting out, we're going to do the modification for a side plank. You're going to lay on your side, one foot on top of the other, and we're going to do it on our elbow. So we're going to bring our body so it's straight. Okay, nice straight body line, just like normal. You can either place your top hand on your hip or bring it up to make it a little bit more difficult. You're going to count to 15, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Nice straight body line, hand on the hip, or pointing up straight towards the ceiling. If you find that you're having difficulty keeping your balance, use the hand on the upside and just place it on the ground and use that as support. Okay? Next level up is going to be on the hand. So same starting position. Body is nice and straight, hand on the hip, or hand up towards the ceiling. Okay? Again, 15 seconds on one side, then 15 seconds on the other side. For side plank with knee to elbow, you're going to start in this position. You're going to bring the hand up. You're going to bring your elbow down towards your body and lift your top leg up towards your elbow. Okay? So it's going to look like this. So you're going to do 15 per side. Okay? And then you're going to switch sides and do the other side. A note on this one, you can also do this on your elbow if you want to start with that and do it from there. Also, when you're doing it, it's a little bit easier to bring your foot down and touch, or you can try keeping your foot up the whole time. Okay? So that's the side plank with knee to elbow. Next exercise is a leg lift with a reverse curl. So if you're just starting out, you're just going to do the reverse curl, all right? So you're going to lay flat on your mat. You're going to start with your legs nice and straight, pointing straight up in the air. From here, you're going to place your hands at your side, and I want you to think about lifting your toes straight up towards the ceiling. Okay? Your toes should travel in a straight line, just up and down, up and down, okay? Try not to do this and have your toes come past your head, okay? You're trying to lift straight up and down, all right? If you find that it's easier to do the leg lift portion for this, you're going to start with your legs on the ground, and you're just going to do a leg lift and down, up and down. So you're going to do 30 of those. And finally, for the more advanced exercise, you're going to combine the two. So you're going to do your leg lift and curl and down, up, curl, and down. All right? So 30 reps of that one. And finally, last set of exercises is going to be the windshield wiper. So it's the same starting position as the last exercise with our feet up in the air. Oh, sorry. For those of you just starting out, the modification for this, we're going to start with our knees bent, hands at our side. We're going to bring both knees down to one side. And then up, that's one, and then rotate to the other side. 2, 3, 4, alternating sides until you get to 30. Okay, from here, to make it a little bit more difficult, we're going to build that shelf again like we did for the Pilates Crunch. So our hips are at 90, knees are at 90, and bring the legs down on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 30. And finally, for the most advanced version, the windshield wiper, you're going to start with your legs straight up towards the ceiling. You're going to bring both feet down to one side, bring it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, all all the way up to 30, okay? Most difficult version is to have the feet straight up. If you can't quite do that, you can bend your knees just a little bit, okay? The more the knees are bent, the easier it becomes. The straighter the legs are, the more difficult it becomes. All right, so that is your challenge for this week. Try and get through that as quickly as you can while still maintaining good form, and let me know what your time is.